What's up, guys? It's Lefty here with the play of the day for Sunday, May 30th. Hope we all aren't too hungover today because we got early start times in baseball, and we should all know by now what Sundays are. They're getaway games. Real quickly, what getaway games are is when teams finish up their last game of their current series. They travel after the game to their next city to start a new series. They just played the night before. Now it's a quick turnaround to a day game here. Managers typically rest some key players in these spots, and generally it's just an all-around low-effort spot. And what we want to look for is unders in these getaway games. These guys aren't battling at bats or fighting off pitches, knowing there's a plane waiting for them to take them home or to their next city after the game. The numbers check out here too, going back 20 years. There's only 2 days where betting unders is profitable, and it happens to be Sundays and Thursdays. Which are the 2 days where we often see getaway games. Now, is this enough by itself to blindly bet unders? Of course not. Does this mean every game will go under on these days? Of course not. But, when we're breaking down games, we want to compile as many factors as possible. It doesn't mean I won't bet an over on Sundays. It just means if I'm going to bet an over, I want to have some really strong supporting factors. Now that we got that out of the way, everyone knows what getaway games are. Let's get into today's play of the day. We're going to go to our nation's capital here on Memorial Day weekend, 1 p.m. start. We got Brewers-Nats. Woodruff, who's coming off a 7 shutout in performance in his last start against the Padres. He's going to face off against Max Scherzer, who in his last 4 starts against the Brew Crew has only allowed 1 earned run in each of those games. So if you haven't figured it out yet by now, I'm going under the total in this one. Now, I know it can be sweaty betting unders with such a low total, but really, if you look at these two pitchers facing these two lineups, you could make a case that 6.5 isn't low enough. We've talked previously about how the odds makers and their range, and how in a way they're limited in what they can hang for a point spread or an over-under. We talked a lot about this in the NBA season, actually, where, we could see two teams that play at a really slow pace, play solid defense. For example, think of teams like maybe like the Knicks versus the Heat or something, for example. Odds makers could run their numbers or simulations for that game and, it come up with a total of 190 points, let's say. Now, can they list the over-under for that game at 190? I mean, technically they could, but are they? I mean, they're not going to do that because listing an NBA total at 190, even though that's their true numbers or what their true numbers say, it's outside their range, and they know listing a total at 190 would invite blind overaction from bettors. So what they do instead is they'll list a total low at the bottom of their range, but around like 204 or something like that. Now, as tough as it might be betting unders on low totals, or on the flip side, overs with high totals, it can have value. And it's the same with baseball. This year we'll likely see eventually a DeGrom versus Garrett Cole matchup. At some point this year, I'd think. And now that total should probably end up being around 5, especially if they played like now or tomorrow or something with the Yanks bats struggling. But what we'll likely see for a total in that game is 6, maybe with the under juiced. Because 6 is at the bottom of the range for the odds makers, and it's about as low as they can go for a regular season total. Playoffs we might see 5.5s or something, but that's even rare. My point is, 6.5 in a game here with the Brewers and Nats isn't low enough. And we can start to see, sports books like Circa out in Vegas. They've already moved to 6. Circa is considered a sharp book. They have high limits, which attract sharp bettors looking to bet big. So Circa knows they have to have really strong numbers, and the fact they've already moved to 6 tells me that 6.5 isn't low enough. Both pitchers are just far better than the offenses they're facing. And this might sound crazy, but I seriously think both Woodruff and Scherzer could be in the potential no-hitter spot type here. Of course, that might be wishful thinking, betting unders and, talking about no-hitters. But, even if bullpens do get involved, I think both pens can throw some scoreless innings. When we combine the on-field matchup with the potential that either team could be resting some bats in a getaway spot, the hitting conditions are less than ideal. Looks like it's going to be a little wet and chilly at Nationals Park. We got some helping wind in from left. All these factors point towards the under here. So let's go ahead and lock in the unders, Brewers, Nats, 6.5 for the official play of the day. And guys, make sure you check out the Source Play channel in the Discord community because there's plays posted already, and there's two that I really like and already bet, which I'll be talking about, the who and why in the Discord community. It's 100% free join. A new link will be in the description. I think this whole time there's been an expired invite link in the description, but thanks to my man Zach for letting me know about that link. Joining the Discord community requires no card info. There's no upsell subscription bullshit or premium packages. It's just free. We don't sell picks. We bet them together and take the bookies' money. All these guys out here selling picks and cannibalizing all these new sports bettors who don't know any better and think buying picks is the way to go. So if you're a new sports bettor and sick of paying for picks just to break even at best, come to Death Row. The betting network.